Oh, we're on. Hello. Good day to you. Saturday, the 5th of October. How are we? Tinker Tailor. Soldier. What's all that about in the title? Butchers, tailor, candlestick maker, a collection, a consortium of associates that would be useful together, you know. Tinker Tailor, Soldier Sailor, and the association with those. So I'm happy to announce that the living legend that is Kevin is on his way up from down south to the Midlands area with another man, the G-Man. Is en route there, so that has been confirmed. I just spoke to a very excited Josh X. Man's beside himself. It was like a tornado, a Tasmanian devil, speaking fluently though. Very fast, very rapid, very excited. He's been into some quantum syntax, and he's having penny drop moments. And I'm very honoured to have had that chat with brother Josh regarding Die. I'll give you a little bit of that, what I can recall. Die and not die as in die, but dia, D-I-A, even D-I-E in German. We just went round the houses, the galaxy, the universe. If you're privy to have a chat, mano a mano, with Josh, and you connect with him, it's equivalent of hitching onto a wormhole basically, and going through the reality of which you perceive and going into it and looking at the inner workings of the phonics. So I'm very, very happy to say Kevin Josh, I've confirmed myself as the host for SPLs will be there standard, and brother Smithy is rather fatigued at the minute. I've just said, what shall I tell the .com and the scribes and whatnot, and he says, tell them if I can make it for a few hours I will do. I went, all right brother. So that's the update there. I've checked all my emails, messages, whatnot, so I'm happy to say we're up to date. I've tested out the equipment yesterday. That was just a little presentation to show you what I was doing and how it looks. The PowerPoints are to be expanded upon. There's a loose thread for presentation that anybody can use there with regards to the contract and the offer, the obligations, the duties, the liabilities that we have happened to uncover and now see with regards to, you know, how it is in the civil claims area. I've got some documents to polish off, which is the key competence. All right, I said the word test yesterday in a video. We don't test, they are grading tools. All right, and for key competence, formerly known as tests. So we'll get that, they're all checked and ready. The overview's ready, and the testing for the .com is about 80%, I would estimate, done. I need to touch base with brother G-Star early next week and finish the grading off, but you can grade yourself via the standalone software that we have that runs without an internet connection on a Windows based, I think, platform. I don't think we have an app, so it would be on a laptop or a desktop. You would run this program, I'll open the quiz, or perhaps I'll lay it out so it's a format where you can just print quiz 1 and read it, and you know, so it's not so technical, just print and go. There you go, print and go. So yes, all is well there. Is there any other updates I'd like to give you? I'm a little bit miffed about something to do with finding a book about Mars that brother, I don't know if he's brother, but typical, nothing all day, start a cast. Hello Dave. Schoolboy errors. I've found a publication by, he is a brother, despite his intent, possible intent, Werner von Braun, going to Mars. In the publication there, he's written quite a lot about the pathway, and I'm no scientist or astrophysicist, but as I was speaking with Brother Josh earlier, let's look at the little bit of randomness that I found last night. I seen a bit of a clip on YouTube about the Mars rover lunar module having a human shadow taken from Instagram recently. No helmet. What? So with that, last night, it makes me say this. Found a publication on Mars by German Werner von Braun, speculative thesis on how to go to Mars, the pathway, trajectory, not projectory, etc. Now, when we've got Lone Scum, sorry, Elon Musk, SpaceX, the face on Mars, the pyramid on Mars, the publication from the German scientist, rocket specialist that come to America after the Second World War, I would argue that possibly, perhaps, there has been little journeys. Have to be careful here because I know what I'm saying, and with the realm and the torn up of it, how we see it, Mars could have been possibly visited and gone to from now to then, or it could have been somewhere where humanity was before. Then that leads me up, because I had this already in my head, and then yesterday somebody says, Dave, you need to look at this picture of shadow by the Mars lunar rover. There's somebody there, looks like they're in space without a helmet. I'm like, okay, that's exciting evidence to summarize. Where's this from? Oh, it's NASA's own picture, Dave. It's not mine. I didn't make it up. I'd like you to look at it and give me your opinion. My opinion is one of two things. Transhumanism has gone rapidly over where we are at now, and man can walk around with some kind of impenetrative skin and no mask, and they're at the stage where you can go around and wander freely in a, what would you call it, a futile, hazardous environment with no oxygen and a lot of radiation. Hard to believe, isn't it? So the other alternative is somebody's at the possibly at the Mars lunar rover with no helmet on, that's not in space. So substance over form. I can't answer that, but thank you for the nudge. I do like to take a break. It is a random, tedious link, but in this confusion, that's something for you to have a look at and get back to me. We'll stick to the law. We'll stick to the language, the phonics, the realm in itself, the tangible, the mathematics. As for this stuff, I love it, but you tell me, you have a go with me on that one. Very, very interesting. And also, leading on to this title, I was going to entitle this video, A Pope, a Queen and a Banker Leads Humanity to Bumshanka. A Pope, a Queen and a Banker, humanity's Bumshanka. But I thought I'd put in the older one first, the more renowned sayings of why they had these butcher, baker, candlestick, maker, tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor, Ian Fleming. Oh yes, very appropriate, such things as. So now we're at the stage of those two pre-known sayings, we'll call them. We're at now a Pope, a Queen and a Banker, humanity's Bumshanka is the modern day equivalent. So those of you that are wanting to see myself, Kev or Josh, won't be disappointed for Birmingham this Sunday. Tomorrow we will be there. Equipment's working, everything's confirmed, and just brother Andy to say, we might be in for a few hours. Is quite a heavy weekend, so we will see. Anything else, scribes, let me know now. Otherwise, I'm going to sit with the girls for a bit, get some scran, and then I'm going to meet Brother Kev and Brother Graham shortly. Hey up, Jerry. Albert. Master afternoon. What? The catchphrase, whoever went war over a math problem, I'll tell you everyone who's called. Yes, Quinn. Scientist. Onces. Remember how you finish your seances, your sentences, onces, sentences come to mind. Science, what was that? I was talking with Josh about something to do with science, and Scientist. I can't remember now. It's too blurry. Steve HV, brilliant. You can't be seen, you can come in. I did tell you I was making a video, I'll be 10 minutes. You're all right, I'll shield you, little princess. Carry on. What we got? Steve HV, new scribe. No, you've got a blue spanner. Look, you've changed your channel name. That is something that is very, very good. You all right, Yanka? Hang on 1 minute. I need to answer a question. What's the question? Yanka, what's the question? Go. What's on the other end here? Yeah, it will go up then, yeah, I think it will go up, the pressure will push it up. Yeah. Done. Aha, done it. Homework question, that takes priority, we're done. Sorry, intermission. Thank you, Steve. Where was we? Let me read that again. The intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systemic study of the structure and behaviour of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. Scientist. Science doesn't belong to institution or community. That's right, everyone's a Phoenician. You speak, you understand, you cognise, you command a language, albeit a deceptive, Babylon, babble, be able. Josh was saying Babble's good. He's having a babble, not a bubble, Londoners, but actual Babylon, babble, because be and able, like the car and the bar of the L, car bar L, the car and the bar. So I love that. Yeah, thank you. We are indeed spot on. How could Mrs. have been the old test? I think Mrs. I don't know what that is. What we're saying, we all good. 17 on the Saturn day. Happy Saturn day. Money, moon, take away 1 O is mon eye, moon eye. That was good to have a chat with Josh about picking up on the pyramid $432 eye. Very strong at the minute, scribes, very strong. Good luck, they have as he birth, not born in the quantum. If you look, that's right, indeed, we have looked. Maybe, Steve, if they didn't have the gravity god, they'd invent absolutely anything. Well, what do they have now? Gravity god. Speaking of that, we have the gravity wave proven. Is that what they've said? That what Einstein said about displacement on wave and gravity. I was watching something on that the other day. Fantastic. Gravity god. Density. Yes, that made sense that they would respect God either way. Yeah, we get that. Yeah. The question is, what is the question? The question is to be or not to be. That is the question. Tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor, rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief. Today for me it's lemon juice, hot water, Anuka, eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, Ventolin, hot H2O bottle, hankies, duvet and sleep. Oh, get well soon then, is that what we're saying, Lux? Okay. Remember what's coming up. The first, you got the Halloweens. Look at this, not promoting that, but Yanka's left it on the side. We've got Guy Fawkes. We've got Christmas coming up. I'm looking forward to following on from Chiron Last's Occult Christmas. Super chat, thank you, super chat. We love the super chat. Yay! Blessings to you. Halloween first, the equinox season entering 6 months of dark times. Celebrating Guy Fawkes and the present government that's here sanctioning us left, right and centre, failing, re-amassing as we speak. It's continually evolving the front benches, should we say. I've never seen such a, what would you say? It's like a game of musical chairs barbiturates, isn't it? To quote somebody like Frankie Boyle would say, put it on. Hold tight. Yes, the seasons, the times. Very funny how things happen at times off. So we don't despair. The realm's been around for ages. We'll get through it. The monster times, the monster raving mad. Looney party. Lord Such was representing amongst the others when I was a wee, glint and sparrow hawk. I wish we had somebody with that resources and craziness now in the political agenda, because I'd be giving them a nudge. We're looking forward to touching base tomorrow. Josh, myself, touching base. We're looking forward to meeting up, saying hello, fist bumping and hugging, touching no bases at all. Yes, I haven't seen Josh for a while. I haven't seen Kev for a whole year. Josh probably the same, so that'll be good. We'll get you all located, a brew, sat down, everything set up, some general chit chat, laid back, informal updates, questions and answers. Then we'll, in the afternoon, lay out the education platform, Masters Key Guild, talk about what's been in the political realm, press, Facebook, YouTube. Any questions and answers, I will try and answer my best to satisfy your requests. I am not at liberty to speak about anybody privately other than myself and my own actions and the trust and the .com, which we will do. Anything else that isn't strictly law related can be brought up and mentioned and referenced. We have got some attendees coming, some family members that are making quite an effort, so thank you in advance to those travelling. We've done it on a Sunday, should be quiet, got all your stuff done today, and I say thank you, peace and love for the continued support. And after Bradford and what happened there, and that was a good success. What happened there? Nothing happened there. It was it went as planned, and everybody turned up that should turn up, and it was down to Peter, Steve, Andy. Well done, boys, for that. It was good to say hello to Bradford, a success at the I think it was a railway club Railway, Wakefield Road. Not a bad venue, so we'll have to get that packed out a bit more for next time. We'll see how we go. Like I say, the publications are ready. The competence grading tool for your officer agent is being done. So that's just basically anybody can be stop and searched. If you don't know your rights, then you have no rights. And that's not from that's from the establishment of the City of London that is occupying London town at present. If you do know your rights and you interface with the officers and manage correctly, they don't know who you are and they don't know all about what's happening in the private realm as opposed to the assumptive public civil sector. So without official documents and paperwork to point out any kind of diplomat or immunity or different standing status or capacity, they will be assuming Mr., Mrs., all caps, public and liable. So we're looking at, just putting this out basic, verbatim, so you can have a look and see what the present UK metropolitan rank and file officer system in the civil public sector will do when it wants to stop, halt, arrest man in the street and then identify and perhaps let you go, which is fine. We're only too happy to oblige to and comply with assisting in crimes to see justice and remedy, maintenance, cure, etc. provided. We would never halt that. What we are dubious about is giving out any kind of information which may end up in a non-disclosed contract leading to public liabilities of which we're nothing to do with, and we was happily going on our way. There is no crime, there is no victim, but yet there's a need for interaction and changing of currencies, charges, discharges, and etc. So we're in a very strange place at the moment where the ones doing this, wearing the uniform, aren't altogether fully aware. Now that would come down to the ministerial, principals, executives, trust itself, much like the NHS, the rank and file officers, much like the churches. So that would bring us back to whom? That would be those three. Those three would be a pope, a queen, and a banker, leads down to man's bum shanker. And luckily we have this in print, and it's easy for you to follow now. It needs continuous work. The continuum is going to be printed on the .com. I'm happy to say, and everything there for your grading is available. You should know this. We should have got this at the education indoctrination camps. All the officers should know this, because to be fair, it will save them with any kind of claims upon them coming down the line for damages where they ignored or tacitly acquiesced to their duties by their ignorance, officer constable scenario comparison, you know. So we'll talk about all of that, anything where the holes are, and what we're going to be doing for the next year. Austerity, Jeremy, benefits. Wow, yes, there's a lot to say there. So the shadow contracts, fear and misery versus a universal acceptable, you know, basic minimum income connected to Treasury Direct with the Catholic compensation is something we'd like to push. Thumbprint, and you're in, manage it, access, authorize your own credit, control your own credit with regards to AI systems, such like SpaceX and everybody's using, you know, it's all there possible. Just, you know, we have to recognize how we can catch up with the comments, and that's it. I'm going to post this on the .com for the scribes on there to see in the family. Thank you, Watt. I don't earn it, so I'm just here doing a duty. Man likes to speak. I speak too much, but he made me, it made me this way for a reason, and I'm filling in my true path. Thank you very much, as you all are now. We're all stars. We are star seeds of the stars, made of the atoms and the quantum ethereal realm. And the establishment has made us feel like we are made of clay, heavy, fixed to the earth, and insignificant in this perspect, you know, IV. We are not spec. You are very powerful. I referenced Joan of Arc in the shadow and fear, misery contract work that I did with Greg, and because Joan of Arc was 17 years old little girl who was visited by 3 spiritual apparitions allegedly, and went to see the king and kicked arse in a war. So we're all stars. You just need that little spark to get you going, to excite, whatever, lose the fear, hear the right words, hear something positive, know that you're not crazy. Others have had, you know, the same thoughts as you, the same issues, the same tribulations, the same fits of rage, spiraling depression, confusion, heavy heads, sleepless nights. Need I continue? All right. Yes, I. Thank you. We'll sort it together. None of us are criminals. None of us have asked for this. You carry on with that smoking. I know someone else who's quit smoking as well. I hope they're on with it and staying strong. Biggest lie of all is the globe, I think. Well, it does say mixed things there. Yes. I'm not going to get into that now. Lie. It does say one of the prophets I've found in just to make it annoying. One of the prophets, it is in the New Testament. The round world, was it Abraham or Moses? One of you that's more proficient on me. This is where we need Smithy. But somebody that knows it inside out could tell me whether it was Abraham or Moses. And when he goes up with Yeshua, maybe Old Testament. Oh Lord, there's too many pages and words and stories and comparisons. But I have seen it written there. I have seen the plains, the indigenous, I don't like calling them Indians, the indigenous mans of the plains of America, where you know, Christopher Columbus went over there. Those indigenous mans lived on the plains, didn't they? India, thought it was India, that's why we call them Indians, but they're not, you know, Indians as such. They are just indigenous. You know, I'm at ease paraphrasing, but the plains, all right, the aeroplane is an aeroplane, not an aeroglobe. Very, very strange, down to faith. You know, if we had the original words written by the Almighty Creator, you wouldn't really deviate. But when you've got them written by man and transcribed, and 30,000 derivatives of Christianity, Christian and Catholic, Mormon, you know, Islam, it's just too many. So yeah, with the technology, you'd argue we'd have had evidence of that by now, but no, unfortunately we haven't. So it's down on faith. I'm not here to talk about that. I am mixed up and confused as much as you are, but I have the faith to believe that you know, certain things that we see, the mathematics is the way that I found the divine creator, the Big Bang versus God. Well, have a look, have a think. You know, one of the fundamental premises of physics is that you cannot create energy and matter from nothing. So those of the scientists and the physicians that believe that the universe was created by a lot of matter collecting up that arrived out of nowhere and creating a bang have broken the first and the basic fundamental principle of physics. So you can't really say you can't create matter and you can't destroy matter, but we believe in the Big Bang and matter was just made out of thin air, and so therefore you so I don't want to get into that. It's very, very interesting. It's very, very political, and I have my now mathematics. All right, so when the confusion comes, we look at the maths, and what did we find? We found phi, we found pi, we found Fibonacci, we found the germ, the flower, the seed of life. And then we found a tetragrammaton, and then we found many shapes and things, and menorahs and gematria, and I looked at it and I collated it, and I had a chart, and Josh X come along, and Santos come along. We've put all the work together, and the numbers, Sumerian base 10 maths, the interior angles of the first primary shapes that was in existence. These have the clues, these have the algorithms and the numbers, and the 9, and the divine thighs, and the quantum, the vortex. We should have gone to uni, you Dave. I know I should have. Yeah, they got really mind wiped, you know, and not come up with any of these words on my own. So fantastic. The truth will out, and I believe the mathematics, the algorithms, the numbers, the interior angles, the quantum, the gematria, the bar L, and the stackwards of the upward stacking of the maths will bring everything in, and you will not need to go out because you'll work it out, because the evidence and the numbers will present the true. Now everything is a deception. You have the light and you have the dark. So with all that said, when you have the sunlight, you think you're seeing the true reality in the realm. Well, no, you're not. You're seeing the spectrum of the 7 colours that are available to your eyes to interpret it, the data, to give to your brain. So if there are more spectrums out there than 7, okay, when we have infra and ultra in between the spectrum of the 7, you know, you've got those ones you can't see. So in the daytime, you're seeing 7 out of a possible, we'll say 40. You're only seeing a third of the available outer realm. At night time, you haven't got the light, so you'd argue you don't have the full spectrum of light, photon array like you do in the day to see everything. So you see considerably less. So you'd imagine in the dark you're being deceived anyway because it's darkness. Just like in the light, you are deceived in the dark. So just like in the dark, you are deceived in the light. Neither do you see the true picture of the light, nor in the light, nor in the day. So you have to then look elsewhere, don't you, to bring that together, because both are deceptive, the dark and the light, the sun and the moon. And as for moonstral cycles and menstrual and toroidal fields and energies and clitorises, if you've got any offspring in the room, I'm being careful with that word. Ladies, you have a Taurus in the pyramid, the middle fire, the fire middle of the body. That's what interests me, opposite to trust. Inside the man and the lady, we have that, and there is a Taurus there on the ladies, right in the middle fire pyramid. So yes, random, exciting. Josh and I and you and the scribes and Kevin and whoever else are ready. You've seen that printout from the scribe that wrote that transcribe of the maths, language, phonics, alphabets, and all of Josh's gnosis. So we'll host that on the .com. We'll build up from that. We're looking at the dictionaries and so forth, you know, increasing them. If you are looking on the pathway of learning any of this, the first port of call one should make would be a dictionary full of definitions and different meanings of such words, and looking at legal Anglo, Oxford, then and Chicago, as it seems, as Romley Glitch is insisting that London bar is going to be Chicago, not Oxford. So okay, if that's the way it is, then we will continue on, and you get variations of these books. A church Bible, as Brother Andy found. Wow, a church Bible dictionary, and then you find a word, and unfortunately you go through 6 dictionaries and you make a note, and then you go, okay then, and then each law has got a different definition, a different word, a different meaning for the same word, such as suffer. And then you've got rules of constants and vowels and so forth, and the way negative and positive, and past syntax grammar is for like where we're at now when we've learnt the lower class. So in the beginning, there's a great help would be a dictionary for you know, there's lots. You go on the internet, you type Black's Law, you can get a Black's Law dictionary within seconds from the internet for free. So you know, we have got places where you can go and get them now. And you know, this will ultimately help you if you're trying to understand or get into it. Then the easiest and quickest way is that, and a few of them, and then do your studies, and you will see that the words will fall into place. Yes, John, I see yo from you, bro. I gotta go, I'm rushing, sorry for the rush. Why does water in your eye not find its level? I like that scientific way of thinking. That's a Jedi question if ever I saw one. Make sure you'll go to the fly. Thank you. We're going to get some cups for us. Got everything but cups. The fly said he'd pick them up, and I've messaged Andy and let him know, fly, all right. So much love to you, bro. And a bit any bing bang I know cause destruction, not perfect ion. Yeah, there's a mathematical code, and there's a formulation, there's intelligence. Man did not design mathematics, man found mathematics. So who made whoever did that, you know, which is then comes into a lot of other type of theories of the universe, holographic and digital and fractionalized and pigmented and weird stuff. So yes, I like that science. The numbers to me told me science is the mathematics of nature. Man didn't make science mathematics, and when we trace it back, you know, we find that we was given agriculture, growing, farming. We had some kind of archetypes, and you know, arc, yes. And I was talking with Josh today about this subject. So because your eye spins so fast from Jerry, he's having a giraffe there. He's having a laugh. Look. It does if you me. What else have we got? Thank you, Watts. We will record tomorrow, as I did on Bradford, and then we download and we'll edit, and I will put on what we edit, and make it look nice and shiny and professional, and then I'll upload it to Indy. The presentations we'll go through again. I will try and get some time to go through it slowly now, and all presentations and any documents I find interesting, until I link up and decide what software we're going to use for Hangouts. I'll get on the wall on the projector, and we'll go through it and have a, you know, because it's 6 meters by 5 meters or whatever resolution, we can look at documents and explore them. I'm looking to link with Anna von Rice after the 3 places where she put that blog, her update about whom to trust. I think I've told you and updated you about that, and the .com and Facebook are aware. I'm looking at finding out what's happening at the end of October with claims being made about certificates, Vatican and etc. I believe by a man commonly known as Ian, and then R, and then the estate Crane. So that would be interesting to find out. I've said thanks to Anna in an email, and said if you'd like to have a chat, a hangout, discuss, you know, that list, the names. Thank you very much. You know, 2 years anon coming up in December, and things are happening like this. So blessings and love for the universe, for you, for Anna and Yanka putting up with you know, disrupted crazy weekends and life, and not so much strictly family environment. We're at the end of the crazy times. It seems insane, but we are going to be as king, seeing the king. All right, the king's conscience. If ever you're unhappy, if ever you was unhappy, or if ever you are unhappy, you know, or you shall be unhappy, what would you do? You would go and seek out the conscience of the king, wouldn't you? And you'd let them know you weren't happy. If you keep getting doors slammed in your face, and no answers anywhere, and you are at, you know, the mercy of the force of law, etc., the force the law, the force. You know, the police is the force, the police force, the force of law. We don't force anything. Jeremy's realising that present, government, albeit non de jure, and as it is for the people, he's recognising that the health system is in somewhat of a disarray. That's the other thing. Random, I'm sorry, but Obama signed for in 2012 the Brain Initiative. All right, this is the other bit of AI and quantum and what I'm worried about. To close it down, there's been studies, and there are studies going off with billions of pounds in them, and they're trying to map the human brain in a digital format on a chip in a computer, every single neuron and pathway for the billions that are there. Once they've done that, they're on about downloading conscious. To anybody that's a Ghost in the Shell and a Laughing Man fan, you know what I mean. I'm not going to say no more, Ghost in the Shell fans. That's a Japanese anime that's quite a big merchandising, been around for time, since I was a little boy. Very, very interesting premise about robots, cybernetics, transhumanism. If you've got a pacemaker, you've got a hearing aid, something that's inwardly built, you're kind of a transhumanism now. Now, when these projects have gone and they're keeping them secret, why aren't we involved? Why don't we know? Why are presidents authorising this? The man from Microsoft who isn't Bill Gates, and I can't remember his name, he's a new name on me, so that's why. He's invested 500 million into a brain initiative with AI and monitoring. So beware, all right, of what's happening. Keep your brain and your wits about you at all times. AI can do a great many things and handle data very well, but it takes man with a conscience and a soul to do some things, without executing deeds and commands. We have a conscionable way of dealing with it where that doesn't. So for those of you that are tech-minded, 5G, quantum, AI, as I'm saying, please research any of them areas and get back to me. The book from Werner von Braun, we need to get as a collective family. We need to find that book. I forget the title, but they didn't write many. Werner von Braun in the 60s about going to Mars. It's a blue cover. It looks a bit like a Haynes manual to how to go to Mars. We need to collectively get that and look at it. And as for the realm, open to suggestions. Check out FPV, the Advanced APM, I believe the nickname abbreviation was, Advanced Particle Matrix Research Team, and the creators Realm Decoded. Fantastic, much love to them. They are a special set of souls and brains, and I'm honoured to have bumped into them and brought them to you and for the information. So as you can see, I'm quite happy and ecstatic. We've got a lot to focus and structure on tomorrow. We'll let the room lead, and then we're going to introduce what's coming for the next year in the form of development and growth opportunities, and pop-up community centres, resources, more education, but higher tier now. The lower bronze is finished, which was your foundation. The merit is the middle, which is the silver, and then the gold will be the top, which will be the special level, and you will ultimately be able to then at the end of it have all of the verbatim text in front of you, quiz form, printed form, PowerPoint form, Word form, PDF form, just so you are informed. You are informed, and you can go out and you can have it. You'll probably be able to remember it. Short and sweet, concise list, and you can interact agents, officers, third-party official intermeddlers, and you can help represent, or you can deflect, dispel, repel with the calmness, structure and knowledge that others have given it you, that have done it before, and it worked, much like we got it from Chrissy Morris, to be fair. Thank you, Chrissy Morris, for your help over the years. Got it from a man called, what was him now? Derb JD, was it? Him there. Bosch, for you as well. Who else did I see do it effectively? Videos where they were doing it. We Are Change, Manchester, the Love Police, loads of Roger Hayes, was it? There's Roger, other one as well. There's lots we watched, and I'm thankful for everybody. All we've done is continue the good work of others before us, so it's not lost, forgotten. like we've forgotten whom we are, where we are, what we are, everything like that. We're going through a crisis of many. So thank you to the brothers of past that have given. You haven't endorsed anything, you haven't sent any personal messages, or we haven't got together. We have spoken on Facebook, and for everybody around the realm that has helped correct, point out, look where we are, and we're very strong and very happy for that. And for those that try it, that don't win, that don't manage to keep calm, that lose it, that can't remember the words, and we are here to help hold your hand. We want you by the side, and we want you to know you have rights. So when they take them, they steal them, they abuse them, yes, that's tantamount to terrorism. But if you don't know that that right is being abused, then they say you have no rights. They commit a crime, actual law breaking, yeah, with legal infrastructure and policy, and then they break the law. You don't know, and because you don't know, they'll carry on. So is it a crime if you don't get caught? Well, no, it isn't, because it's happening day in, day out. Accountability. And those that do not know they have any rights, yes, let he who will be deceived. Now that's not a good way, that's not conscionable at all. So the city of London that is occupying London town, we see you, and we are pointing all this out, because once the trick, like Penn and Teller and the great magicians that expose the magician's tricks here, making statues and elephants disappear comes to mind. David Copperfield, was it, with the thing round, and it was like, whoa, look at this. Looks like a godlike man, comparable to Jesus, no doubt. He's not Jesus is over there. You've got these guys, the man that walked on the, demon type magicians here, because they're making everyday miracles every day, because you can do a miracle every day, so you've got to be careful here of the realm and where we're at, so we have this crisis, this identity, and when you forget whom you are and you belittle these such stories of, then it looks like the money, the rights, the mechanics, the instruments, the language, the AI will take over, and we will not need to think. Well, no, we like thinking. Thinking is good, it's creative. We have a left and a right brain, and we like to involve male and female energies, not just a kernel in a computer. As I say, a kernel is a military term. A kernel is a part of a processing integral component for the algorithms in your, I know not everybody, but this is why we're here. So inside your computer, with your software and your operating system and your processor and your RAM and your hard drive, all of these managements are from a kernel. Hey, yes, so I know, it's insane, isn't it? So enjoy the ride. Get out the army. Watch out for the army, eh? It's all magic. Josh X is in the house. How are we doing? I was just wrapping up. Nice one. If you've got any messages, Josh, just going through a random little bit of, wrapping up video saying thank you, that you're confirmed for tomorrow. Brother Kev's on his way up from London, and I'm confirmed. Andy says he'll try and get there if he can. He's not confirmed, but I'm sure if he can, he'll get down. We're all good then, so updates are done. I've finished my tangents. That AI bit about the brain is very nice. It's for you to research and look at what money they're throwing in, and it's all secret and not above board. I don't believe in Mars. I teach it in school. I believe the Bible. Mars is a star to me. It says nothing about the planets in the Bible, does it? Nothing at all. Nothing about common law in the Bible. Nothing at all. Interesting. It is indeed. Thank you, what? I fell behind for a second. Robert Arthur Menard, bursting bubbles of government. Please watch he admits he's a Mason, though, but it's very good. Thank you. I've heard of that, and I may have watched it. Thank you, Fly. Musk scum. What? Elon lone scum. Yeah. Edward Snowden. Thank you, John. I got it sorted out. Police force here have been trying to Type 8,000 people wrongly convicted in traffic court to clear records. Oh wow, really? Amazing. We can help with that, Jerry. We can help with that. How hard have they been trying? Not very. If they want to get you to put a warrant and lock you up, they find you. In China they can find a man in 10 minutes, but when it comes to needing to clean the record and say sorry, Windrush comes to mind, the scandal there. Gotta go. I have London. Come on, come back. Are we on? I got London. It doesn't seem that I'm on. I'm all black and white coming up. So I've got to go and get in touch with Kev. All right. And so thank you, scribes. Much love. You have been updated. Ciao, bello. Stay mellow. Be a good fellow or fellowess. Bosh. See you all that are coming tomorrow. And updates accordingly through the .com on Monday for minutes of. Okay. Much love. Thank you.